Hey everyone, this is Dan, the GM, bringing you episode 108 of What the Dice, and we're doing a call to arms. That's right, I'm calling out to each and every one of our listeners. I need you guys to go to Apple, Spotify, Podchaser, anywhere and everywhere you can make a review or a rating and hit us up. Give us those stars, give us those beautiful wordy words, and that's all I'm asking you to do. So I'm going to shut up and let you guys get on with this week's episode. I can't wait to see those ratings and reviews roll on in. As we walk up to the storyteller's campsite, we notice two hunters walking past us. Draped over their backs, two fairly good-sized dire rats that have been killed. We walk up and we see the storyteller staring into the woods. We can hear the rustle of something not quite seen staring back at us as we've got that feeling that only an adventurer would have. The storyteller looks at us with a smirk and he goes, Well, seems as if the adventurers had quite a day, dealing with some strange machine from a time long forgotten. That is blowing ice as cold as a blue dragon, and as accurate as a red dragon that is very, very upset. Well, they have gotten deeper, and no rat nest is seen. And while we watch the forest for our rat problem, let us tell the tale of the adventurers dealing with their own. Grab a bow, sit back, relax, and hear me tell. In the last episode, you guys had a chance to deal with another turret. Big surprise, you guys are in a literal helicarrier. Of course there's security. This one was a little bit different. It gave you guys, or attempted to give you guys, the cold shoulder. With a little bit of strange voodoo magic from Faye, she was able to dodge the first icy strike. After doing some fancy digital work, Defibulous was able to disable it, or technically make it overload and explode. And we got to see Defibulous cast his first spell. A ghost whisper echoed in the name, or echoed in Kalila's ear, to give her a little bit of a freak out, which made her fur a fluff. We pick up after a massive explosion, and you guys see and hear the sounds of metal hitting the ground as you now see the entranceway has been blown away.
Spoiler pops up behind the thing going, nailed it!
Whee!
We really need to use more of that stuff.
When appropriate, yes. And we have a whole suitcase full of it.
Well, how much do we have left after using 2 bricks on this?
Yeah, how many did the
You have
case-
4 bricks left.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought there was more.
You had 6 bricks altogether.
Okay. We'll have to use them wisely. Alright. Well, Kalila will be the first through for hearing and safety checks.
As you walk in, this room is bathed in a red light. You see small strobes of color as these lights pulse slowly. You hear the sounds of chittering rats. And you look above and you see rats are scaling down the wall. And they're filled in this room. You see in this room bits of wire and plates of metal and small screens. And the rats seem to be ignoring you. They are just, I guess in the best way, they are sorting the pieces.
Oh, it's a rat filing system.
All right, let's unload all the wild shot in here.
They're not even acknowledging us.
Can I get a perception check from anyone staring at the rats?
Are they all stitched together?
22.
Because I just rolled a nut. I'm guessing they're all stitched up.
Nice. 28.
we'll start with the lowest, which I believe was Defibulous, right? What'd you roll?
Yes, 24.
Okay. With the 24, you watch, and they are moving in single file, placing a piece, and they are stacking the pieces very carefully. The ends of the wires have been stripped with care, and leaving the actual wire itself remain on two ends. Kalila, you stare at them, and you notice that their eyes are blue, like glowing blue, like if they were not really eyes. Faye, as you stare and watch, you see that these things are stitched together, and you hear the sounds of something like gears clicking as they move around. And you notice that the fur seems very synthetic. It doesn't seem to flow like a normal rat fur would be. It looks like it is very stiff. And on the ends, you see little color of red and blue as if they are producing a little bit of light.
Hmm. I don't think these are rats.
I tend to agree with you.
So, what would you guys like to do? You are staring at this room full of rats that are clearly not actual rats, or at least they don't look like actual. Well, they don't look like real rats.
Can we catch one?
I can try. But that could also anger all the other rats, and we would have another rat swarm on our hands. Or it could do nothing.
Ratigan.
Ratageddon.
I kind of want to examine one.
Alright, Kalila's gonna see if there's one that could be easily snagged.
All
Like,
right.
I kind of want to examine one, and I kind of want to take it up to the old dwarf that got hurt. See what he thinks of it, too.
No, he's just going to be scared of them even if they're not normal or not.
Wrong guy. The old dwarf was the one that was talking about the red eyes,
Oh, red eye guy. Okay.
which you guys have determined the red eyes are those turrets because they do produce a red light. Just so you know.
The little red moving dots.
So didn't the red eye he see, didn't it move in like ways that wouldn't work for a turret?
No, it moved like a turret because based on where they're positioned, they do have the ability to have 360 degree motion.
Yep, but that's
Got
still an unnatural movement to someone who doesn't understand what a turret is or how it works. So it would still be frightening to the dwarf. Or at least unnatural. Okay. But he's the one that had the drones, right? The little drones?
Yes, he's the one that had the fly spy.
Yeah. So I would be interested in his opinion.
Well,
So, Lila, are you going to try capturing one?
I am going to analyze if it's possible in their behavior, toss a rock over, pie them to see if they all swarm, or if they just go about their ratty-like business.
Okay. So you're going to throw a stone first, or what's your plan?
Yeah, I'm going to be investigative, toss a little rock near one, try not to directly hit it unless it's like a tiny pebble.
Are you going to use an actual rock, or are you going to use a piece of the metal shrapnel that is all about you?
Both.
Okay. As you throw the rock first, it lands in one of their lines, and the line stops as if well-trained soldiers. Another rat, slightly smaller, comes through, picks up the rock, moves it off to the side, and the line moves on. Taking the piece of metal, you throw it into the same line, and again, the line stops, right on beat. This rat that is got the piece of metal in front of it, sniffs it for a moment, cocks its head to the right, to the left, places down the small piece of metal in its mouth, and starts to pick up this larger piece of metal and move it to where you see other metal bits. After a moment or two, it goes back to pick up the piece it left, and it takes it to the pile as well.
It sorted it.
Alright. Kalila's gonna get within 15 feet of a rat and slowly get closer to see if it even acknowledges her.
As you get closer, they seem to just ignore you. Some of them look up at you as to acknowledge that it sees something and then returns to its duties. As you reach for one of the rats, I need a perception check.
19.
Something doesn't feel right. Your fur on your hand is standing on end, and something just doesn't feel right. Your fur just on your paw is standing straight up as you reach down for the rat, and you're not entirely sure why.
Alright, she'll play the, like, slowly pull her hand away, see where it stops, push it forward again, see if it's a distance thing.
Yeah, it seems as it's a distance thing where the closer your paw is, the more your hair stands on end, and as you pull away, it lowers. And these rats just continue to go about their business, fully ignoring you.
She'll walk back to the group. Because I think so far it seems safe enough around these. They don't care if I get close to them, and even when I reached for one, they didn't even really care. But it made my fur stand up as I tried to grab one. Like a passive thing.
Kind of like when I picked up that arrow and it made my hair stand up.
Yeah.
They could be generating some type of electricity, which would be kind of weird. Rats don't generally use electricity unless there's a new type of rats.
I don't think these are rats, guys.
Maybe they're like the bots and just look like a rat.
I don't know.
Well, we can walk through here, I think, safely as long as there's no turrets. But the rats, I don't think, are going to bother us.
The rat equivalent of Borg.
Yeah, kind of.
Rat Borg.
So across the way, you see another door that is kind of wedged open. It looks like something had pried it open, and you see a couple of rats going in and out that way, and that is to the east. You can clearly see it. There's a little bit of light coming out of it. And this is also a room that is classified as like low light.
So we should all be able to see okay then.
Yep.
I guess over there.
Alright, I'll lead the way.
Making your way through this room, anytime you get within touching distance of any rat, they do stop to let you pass through. It seems as if they are gathering and collecting, and you can study them at will without really interrupting anything that they're doing. And you're starting to notice that each of the metals look slightly different. The wires some of them are clear, some of them look like copper. You see that they've all got like little plastic or little colored sleeves across them. You see pieces of what look like the panels that you guys have been messing with that have been pried off, and it looks like they've actually been cleaned. Like the circuitry has been stripped out of it, and these strange green plates have been pulled out, and all the strange little pieces have been carefully removed. And these rats are just making piles upon piles. And it looks like they've been doing this for quite a while. Some of these piles are carefully stacked up to the roof, usually the ones that are on that far north wall, where they're out of walking distance.
They actually have a pretty smart organizational system. This is above intelligence for rats, it seems.
Yeah, this is kind of trippy.
Well, we already know that they were chewing on a bunch of drugs and medicines and herbs and God knows what.
Yeah, but...
And now they're organizing neat piles, and they were just having, what would you call it, a lecture hall almost, before we blew them all up?
Right.
Alright, well, Kalila will stick her head around the corner cautiously, give it a listen, give it a sniff.
As you peek in, you notice that this door is just open enough to where you will be able to get through single file, and you will have to walk sideways.
Whee, let's go.
Alright, hi-ho, hi-ho. Who's taking up what order? I mean, I'm guessing I'm going first.
Sure.
I'll have Hugin be last. Or do you want him up with me?
It doesn't matter. He can skitter on the ceiling.
Yeah, just say he should be able to like walk on the walls above us if we wanted to.
Yeah, he'll traverse directly above the group.
I'll follow next.
All right.
Got the rear.
As you stand there, nothing is amiss, but something doesn't seem right. You hear a strange whistling sound as if wind coming across a pipe, and you sit and stare, and you don't see pebbles on the ground, you don't see rocks on the ground. This whole area is clean.
Think the rats did it?
Well,
I mean, the way they're gathering and sorting and whatnot, it's possible, but I don't think so.
did you see any rock piles?
No, it was all metal piles, I thought. Were there rock piles?
No, they just moved the rock kind of out of the way just so it's not in the pathway. Like, it
If
was
there
more
was
of
a
just
rock pile, it was because there was some pebbles in the way, not because they're gathering the rocks.
Correct.
Okay.
Could this be one of the passageways that burrowing thing lives in that we hear running around occasionally?
No. This looks, looking at the caves in the ceiling, I'm assuming it looks more just like cavernous and it's just a pristine floor.
Yep, but give me a perception check.
Everyone or just her?
She's the one that made the declaring that she is looking around.
Okay, well, that's not a bad idea, so...
Dirty 20.
Okay, anyone else?
Yeah, I'll try.
Nothing. Nothing. 26.
Okay. So I got 26 from Faye. What'd you get, Defibulous?
32.
32, and Kalila?
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. The only one that notices anything is Defibulous, as the sound of that weird wind whistling across a pipe is what keeps distracting him. And as he looks up, you see a pipe sticking out of the roof. I have marked it. It's in the area just north of y'all, and you stare at the pipe, and you start to wonder if that's the pipe that you were looking down from.
Oh, where he said he threw the trigger?
Correct.
The fibulous kind of cocks it. I guess, guys, I think we might finally be far enough down that we got to where that pipe let out.
So
Okay, where's the stuff?
Didn't he say put it in a little box, or did he just chuck it down here?
Put the box in here, and then a bunch of gold nugget stuff and other things.
Which you guys did see that the box labeled for Defibulous was sitting on top of a pretty decent sized pile of gold and uncut gems.
Which we don't see before us.
Correct.
So somebody's been here in the last few hours.
Or the rats picked it up. Claudia's gonna go back into the ratty sorty room and see what piles there are. Like, really observe. Is there a gold pile? Is there a gem pile? Is there wire? Like, what are the piles?
Alright, give me a perception check.
27.
So I'm gonna look and see if I can see like footprints or tracks or anything. I mean, this is stone floor. Is there dust on it enough to leave tracks?
Alright, give me a perception check. Kalila, you walk through and you're actually able to walk along the lines of these rats, and it seems as if you don't mess with them, they leave you alone. And you look at the piles, you see things that look like the flooring of where you're at. You see chunks of what look like the wall. You see little screws. You see little nails. You see little bullet casings. You also see things that look like broken off daggers and things like that. And then the wiring, you look at it carefully, you see nothing that looks like a trigger. You don't even see pieces that look like anything that went to a gun. It looks like this is all pieces that go to the god spell itself.
All right, she'll head back out to Faye going, I think it's all just ship parts. Also to Defibulus. I'm assuming he just stayed there.
I got a 24 for herself.
Faye, you sit there and you look around and you notice that there are no tracks. There's no dust. It is just clean ground. Anything that would be loose debris is strangely absent. You don't even see algae or any type of fungus on the wall. Like, this place has been scrubbed clean by something.
Oh no.
What? The Roomba?
Yep.
Oh no, you jinxed us, didn't you?
Well, I have an idea of what that would be. Defibulus don't.
That's fair. What is Defibulus doing, oh silent one?
No, I couldn't get my push to talk button to depress for a moment, so I was prying with my keyboard, sorry.
Oh no, that's okay. Understandable, so.
Defibulus is just kind of taking a look around and like trying to figure out why this cave area is so bloody clean. It's very disturbing to him. He's also not sure if he wants to advance forward because he's not sure about it yet.
Well, Kalila's coming back into the cavey entrance room where you and Faye are, going, it just looks like the ship parts. It doesn't look like they gather anything that isn't, taps the metal wall next to them, made of this. Or made for this, I should say. No, you'd love the nuts and bolts and screws that are in there, Defibulus. Huge pile of it.
Well, I get the feeling if I go in there and rob them and borrow their stuff, they're going to get upset.
You know, I didn't stop to think about that. They might.
But I'm a little more perplexed on why this cave is so clean.
Yeah, that's why I thought at first maybe the rats. Is there the other half of the pipe, or should it have stopped here?
Well, judging from when we looked down, I looked down the pipe, it was a straight shot down, and you could see the little box it was in and the pile of other gold nuggets and other weird things that Weirdo threw down here. It was right down at the bottom. From where I'm standing, I don't see that over there. I don't see any rocks on the ground. It's very uncavey.
Yeah, I don't even see a hole that the trigger could have continued falling down.
Well, the trigger was in a box, so it shouldn't. Well, hopefully it's still in the box, unless someone took it out of it, and that would be problematic.
Or it broke open. Alright, well, she'll follow Faye.
Yeah, Faye, I was about to say, Faye is wandering forward.
You know, you're supposed to tell us when you walk off.
I'm not leaving sight yet.
Yeah, but you know what happened last time? You stepped on an ooze.
Twice.
You almost got blasted with the cold. And then you got dragon's breath.
Yeah, but that was my own fault.
I mean, well, kind of.
So, as you guys move forward, as you get a little bit further into this strange, unnaturally clean cave, you come to a three-way. You see one, it looks like two may merge into each other about 60 feet in. And then the other one continues on in a kind of roundy, twisty, you almost see maybe the end of it, but you're not 100% sure.
Any sounds of any kind?
It is strangely quiet, as if the bats had been scared away and the rats don't travel this path.
I don't like how quiet it is.
Yeah, that is kind of disturbing, isn't it?
Left or right, Faye?
Left.
To the left, to the left.
As you go down the left route, you start to notice that you're hearing a strange squish, maybe, at your feet. Not like when you stepped on the ooze, but more of a wet kind of step, as if you're stepping in some kind of gel or jelly or an ooze trail.
Hey, this connects to the other part of the cave. Or have we not been on? Oh, okay, never mind. The tunnel goes under this. Never mind. I was reading the map wrong. My bad.
How dare you?
Give me a perception check.
All or Faye?
I figured you all are following each other, so I'm gonna give it to you all.
Whoop.
28.
Okay.
Fabulous is too busy staring at the floor and how pristine and clean it is at the moment.
That one?
Yep.
Okay.
Mathing. 25.
Kalila and Faye. In the center of the room, you see a large 10 by 10 cube jiggling as it's, I don't want to say cleaning, but it's definitely doing something. And you see chunks of stone being swallowed up into it. And inside, you see strange amounts of stone that is breaking apart slowly, and you see pieces of metal, pieces of rat skull, pieces of metal pickaxes, shovel heads, and it is just slowly jellying itself in place.
Oh, that's a big boy.
Okay.
Would anyone like to point this out to Defibulus?
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure Defibulus would have looked up when Kalila went, oh, that's a big boy.
The floor looks pretty clean and shiny to me.
Just elbow him to make him look up. Look!
Oh, that.
Ow! What? Oh. Oh! Ew. I am not stepping on that one. Sorry, guys. Look how clean the floor is, though.
Yeah, because of that thing. You know what that means?
Your trigger's in it.
It ate your trigger.
Rude.
You also see pieces of metal, pieces of diamond and gold nuggets, and it looks like anything that is organic is just slowly breaking down inside. It looks like inorganic material. It cannot, I don't want to say digest, but by any lack of the term, digest.
I hate fighting oozes. Alright, let's go.
This isn't an ooze, it's a gelatinous cube. Thank you, there's a difference.
Okay, you're right. It's still gooey.
And it doesn't seem to be hostile, it just seems to be sitting there, gurgling as it's digesting.
Can we just, like, walk up, stick our arm in it to pull something out?
You could try.
Phoebes kind of gives her a look up. Wait. You want to stick your arm in it?
Well, I don't want to.
And if honestly that's your plan, as much as I hate to say this, she pulls out some rope.
Well, wait a minute. Well, think about what happened the last time you stepped on an ooze.
It freaked out.
Okay, well, this is kind of a different kind, so I'm gonna get close enough to it to see what it does, and I'm totally ready to dodge.
Can I please tie a rope around you?
Yeah, fine.
What if you get stuck in that thing?
Won't it dissolve the rope, though?
Kyla is... It'll give us a chance of getting her out before it does.
No, she's right. Safety harness, let's go.
Safety harness her up.
All right.
Hey, wait, don't we actually have a harness?
I mean, with the parachutes, technically, but not a real harness.
We didn't happen to keep the one that was open, did we?
I think it was left in the room. No one
Yeah.
specifically called out, I'm stuffing the
Ooh.
destroyed one in the bag.
Okay, because it would have been handy to
Holding.
have the harness and just tie the rope to the harness. Okay. Anyway.
Yeah, well, when we, go back up towards to tell everybody what we've done, we'll grab it on the way out.
Okay, that's fair. Use it next time we come across a gelatinous cube. Sorry, not
Never.
ooze.
At this point, you never know what you're gonna need. I am so stocking up when we are done with this.
Right?
Remind us, now that we're down in the caves, we should plant a Mexi seed soon before we go back up.
Okay, so have we got...
You're harnessed up, go.
Alright, so... I'm going to get close to it.
I need you to roll a stealth check.
Oh, what's my modifier? Ooh, 29.
All right, give me 1 sec.
You do remember that we gave you the cloak of, sneakies that is a +2, right?
Did you?
Yes, we did. I tossed it. Kalila at one point or another chucked it on Faye, going, "Here, you look like you can use this more than me." And you looked almost offended at that, but accepted it.
All right, with the 31, you sneak up and the cube seems to, I guess, be sleeping. We'll say it's sleeping. You see a snot bubble coming out of it, and
Cute.
it's not face to face. And as you slowly reach in, I need you to roll a fortitude save.
Just hearing this adorable little cooing snot bubble noise.
What's my save? What's my save? Okay. Ooh. Ooh, it's gooey. 15.
No.
1.2 shy.
1 point over.
Hold on.
Meets it, beats it.
The price is right.
Ooh, it's gooey.
Faye, you are now paralyzed for 12 rounds.
Oh, Jesus.
Do I notice this?
You see that she seizes up as her hand enters the gelatinous cube, and she just freezes up, unable to move.
Kalila's literally counting to 3, and if not, she's yanking if she doesn't see her move.
As you pull her back, she skids across the clean ground, and you eventually pull her up close to you, and you can see she is paralyzed. Her eyes can look, but she cannot move.
They make noises.
Guttural noises, yes, you can't move your lips.
Can you blink?
She can blink.
Mm-hmm.
All right, 1 second. With her blinking, she'll go, all right, do you have anything that cures this in your bag? Blink once for yes.
2 blinks.
All right.
So, with Faye paralyzed, Kalila trying to have a conversation, Defibulous, you see the little snot bubble of the cube pop as it kind of jiggles and turns to face you.
Oh,
We will enter combat in the next episode. Well, friends. It seems as if Faye has forgotten one of the many rules of dungeoneering. Never reach in to a gelatinous cube without some form of protection. She is now paralyzed, but they have found the Fibulus' trigger deep within the insides of a gelatinous cube. 10 feet wide, 10 feet long. And now it is bearing upon our heroes. But, unfortunately, that is all the time we have for this night. Until next time, me friends, may the dice gods bless your every roll. We here at What the Dice would like to thank Paizo for creating Pathfinder Epidemic Sound for our music, as well as Sirenscape for our sound effects. If you would like to reach out to us, you can do so on Facebook at What the Dice Pod, Twitter at What the Dice Pod, and of course email whatthedicepod@gmail.com. And if you liked our little adventure, please share us with your friends and rate and review us.